perfectly out of school. So I did not like school when I was a little kid because, A, I was teased, B, I had teachers that didn't understand me and constantly punished me, and so I did not feel too good about school. It's not till about 3rd or 4th grade that I started turning it around, because at home I was reading encyclopedias and I was reading at a college level when I was 8 years old. And so my mother was always amazed at my grades because a lot of times I was just in rebellion over the way people were treating me. So.
And your sister also, didn't you say, was seeing and interacting with beings as well?
Right. She came up to the ships with me, and we sometimes talk about it.
Even
when we're
today?
By ourselves. Yeah, when we're by ourselves, we sometimes talk about it. We had a real nice discussion about it when I was up there in Seattle last time. We were all by ourselves in one evening.
Now, Sheldan, do you primarily interact with the Syrians, or are you interacting with a group in the Galactic Federation? Who are you really who's your primary contact?
Well, my primary contact is WASHTA and a committee that the Syrians put together, which is the basic committee that I use for the updates. That committee includes all kinds of people from the ship, so I have people in the committees that are from all kinds of star nations, Centaurians, Herculeans, Andromedans, etc., Pleiadians. So I have more than the Syrians when I have this committee of 20, and it's interesting because I get all kinds of interesting information from them, and I ask them kind of more things than they are willing to give out, because a lot of the stuff that I talk to them about, which is like what's going to happen with the change in government and other things that we were alluding to last time, is something that is taking a little bit longer than I was hoping myself. I get a little frustrated myself about it because I would like, as I say in my lectures, I'm Mr. Yesterday, and I would really like to be able to be in a different reality than I'm in right now. I haven't really felt at home in this reality since I was a kid, and now that the situation is really chaotic, really don't feel at home in it.
Well, you're speaking my words here, because besides myself, a lot of my listeners and a lot of my close friends were at an extreme point of frustration. It's like anticipation was very high before. Now it's to that point of, and I'm glad you did explain that, everything is in divine order, but right now we're all tapping our toes going and looking at our watches like, okay, can you do it now? Can you do it now? Is there any kind of, without giving a real timeline, because I don't believe in those, and like you said, things can change, is there any kind of, within the next couple of years, have we got anything we can give people to hang on to?
Well, it's very, very close. It could even happen like next week. It could even happen in July next year. I don't know. It could happen 2 years from now. But I really feel that it's close from all that I hear when I do my updates. So I know it's close, and there's just these minor little things that keep happening that prevent the final part of the operation from occurring. So we just have to be, as you were saying, not so frustrated and a little more understanding, which is hard because I myself at the core of all of this am totally into, as I said yesterday. So the process for me is that I deeply would like to have this thing over with, because I really do not like what's going on, especially with this country. This country has been in a tailspin for the last 8 years. So the process of what I would love to see is to get out of it. It's like you go to bed and there's this nightmare going on, and you wake up and it's still there, and you go to bed a week later and it's still going, and it's been going on like that. It seems now for me like forever.
I know, it's very impatient, and like for someone like you that has been aware earlier than most of us, those of us that have awakened probably in the last decade or two, you've got a lifetime of this, so you have a lifetime of anticipation and, okay, let's get going. Yeah,
and the process for me is you can imagine, is that I'm very, because of who I am, I'm very much, with all of my Gemini in me, I'm very much wanting to have it now. I have a very low level of let's wait. I really don't like waiting, but yet here I've been in this monstrous, it seems to me, time of waiting.
Now, I don't get involved in political debates either. However, what is happening in this particular election seems to hold the proverbial key to our future. Without stating who you believe is the best person to serve our country, do you see things improving, or are we in for even more major challenges? What are your thoughts?
Well, it depends on where this whole thing goes as to the degree of challenges that we're going to have. So I really don't know exactly. In the long run, I don't really know which one is better or worse. But I know this, any more of what we've been getting is not really good for us, so that's what I would have to say.
Do you think that this is more of the black op dying a hard death? They're just those few that are running the world, as it were? They're the ones that are going kicking and screaming? And
right. It's almost like when people hear how Rasputin died, how he had to be shot and stabbed and drowned like 4 or 5 times before he died.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically how these guys are acting.
That's what I said, kicking and screaming they are.
Right. Every time somebody would say he's dead, they would find him roaring and screaming behind them about a half hour, 20 minutes later.
But you know, Sheldan, what can we do as the humans and the starseeds that we are? What can we do to help speed things up? Can we do anything to help speed things up?
Well, we can just maintain our center and work hard at visualizing this all ending. And work at it not so much ending as transforming.
Yeah, I think we're all working overtime here. I can speak for myself because we all feel that something is imminent. We feel it, and yet we're not seeing too much tangible evidence of it. Although, like you said, and we are seeing more and more in our news media that are acknowledging more sightings, more crop circles. And I wanted to talk to you for a second about the crop circles. What do you believe they are? Some people think they are messages. Are they messages, or are they just, what are they?
Well, some of them are direct messages based upon a code that they've been putting out over the last few decades. Others of them are just people that have gone out there and just made nice, wonderful designs and tried to confuse people. And some other of them are just those people who've done things just to try to confuse people about whether or not the stuff is real or not. But those that have really studied crop circles have discovered that there is indeed a percentage, and it varies with the researcher, of those that are real because they have definite patterns that are different than either the artist trying to make a really fancy pattern or those people trying to prove that it's not real. So I would have to say that there is indeed a code.
Are we supposed to break that code? Is that what this is about, us learning to break the code? Or who are they directing that at?
Well, they're directing it around the world, and basically the code in different variations says, yes, we are the ancient ones. Yes, we are your ancestors. Yes, we have come because a new time of change has happened. A great consciousness shift is underway, and we are here to help you with it, and there will be contact. And that is what all the various aspects around the planet are doing one variation of or another after they're looked at and seen that the process of making them proves that they're real.
You know, the other thing, too, Sheldan, that I wanted to talk about is that so many of my other guests have shared that they interact with many beings, different beings that they claim walk among us now. Do you know, in your experience, do some of these beings deliberately cloak themselves, or are they humanoid enough that we wouldn't notice, their
they're... A Pleiadian can easily change their density pattern, for instance, and you wouldn't know because they're regular heights. They would just look like regular, nice-looking tall women, regular, nice-looking tall guys. They wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Now, when they're here, are they here observing? Are they here to assist? Or what are they doing? Are they educating themselves? Or
they're educating themselves about us. They're looking around at our world on a one-to-one basis. They're going through a regular work day to help look at how we see the world and what's going on. They're also doing liaison work and with various peoples in high places that are both what I like to call our Earth allies, and those people are on the other side of that in government and secret government, because what they are here on is a mission to observe our planet and prepare it for first contact.
Now, when first contact comes, what is your understanding that is going to happen, Sheldan? Other than us all going, okay, now we've admitted or now we know for sure they're here, what do you believe is the next step after that?